Welcome back, sentient carbon units. I'm your host, the guy currently dissociating in a room lit only by the glow of a computer monitor and my own anxiety. If you're listening to this, it means you've successfully survived another rotation of the Earth without being flung into the void. Good job. Gold star for you. We usually tackle the big questions here. You know, the ones that keep you up at 3 a.m. wondering if you locked the front door or if the front door is even real. Today is no exception. Today, we are fighting the ultimate boss. We need to talk about time. You know it, you love it, you're constantly running out of it. It's the reason you're stressed, the reason your knees hurt, and the reason that milk in your fridge smells like a science experiment. But here's the fun little secret that physicists like to whisper at cocktail parties just to ruin the mood. Time might not actually exist. I know. But I have a watch, you scream. I have deadlines. I aged visibly during the intro of this explainer. Sure, I get it. But let's really dig in here. So let's start with the grand illusion, because according to the heavy hitters, we're talking Einstein, Boltzmann, the folks who do math with Greek letters instead of numbers, time is, at best, a stubborn illusion, and at worst, a complete scam. See, in our daily lives, we experience time like a river. It flows. The past is gone, thank God. The future is a mystery, and the now is this fleeting moment where I'm currently regretting that second burrito. This is what we call the arrow of time.
But here's the thing. When you look at the fundamental laws of physics, the math doesn't care. Most equations work exactly the same way moving forward as they do moving backward. I mean, if you play a video of planets orbiting in reverse, gravity doesn't file a complaint. It looks totally fine. So if the fundamental rules don't care, why do we only experience time moving forward? Well, that leads us to the arrow of garbage. The only reason seems to be a little thing called entropy. Basically, the universe likes to get messy.
Think about it. An egg breaks, it doesn't unbreak. Your room gets dirty, it doesn't spontaneously clean itself, and trust me, I've waited. That constant, unstoppable increase in disorder is the only thing in physics that's really pointing the arrow of time forward. Which implies that our entire perception of history is just us surfing a wave of garbage as the universe slowly degrades into chaos. Inspiring, right? And if you thought that was weird, just wait. Now we enter the frozen universe. This is where we get to the block universe theory. And honestly, this is the one that really keeps me up at night. So forget the flowing river analogy. Imagine the universe isn't happening. Instead, imagine it's a giant frozen block of ice. Time isn't flowing, it's a static dimension, just like length or width. In this block, the past, present, and future are all trapped in there together, existing simultaneously. They're all equally real. The flow of time is just an illusion, created by our consciousness moving through this static, pre-existing structure. That means your birth, your death, and that time you tripped in front of your crush in 7th grade are all equally real and are happening forever. So if physics is right, time is just a trick our brains play on us so we don't experience everything at once and explode. It's a coping mechanism, a very expensive, stressful coping mechanism.
Okay, but the final nail in the coffin for time might come from the biggest unsolved problem in all of physics. This is where time disappears, in the clash of the physics titans. You've got general relativity, which perfectly describes the universe on a massive scale. Gravity, planets, galaxies. And then you've got quantum mechanics, which perfectly describes the tiniest scale, particles and atoms. The problem? They are fundamentally incompatible. Their math just doesn't work together. And trying to unify them is where the concept of time truly breaks down.
For instance, there's the Wheeler-DeWitt equation. It's a formula that tries to describe the quantum state of the entire universe. And when you look at that grand equation, the variable for time, t, is just gone. It isn't there. In the most fundamental description of everything, time doesn't appear at all.
Hey, brief interruption to the space-time continuum. Since time is an illusion, you theoretically have infinite time to subscribe.
But since your biological hardware is tragically linear, you should probably just do it now. Smash the subscribe button, leave a 5-star review that says, "I don't know what time is anymore, but I like his voice."
It feeds the algorithm. And since the algorithm is the only thing in the universe that actually understands us, we must appease it. Do it. Do it before the heat death of the universe, which technically has already happened in the block universe. No pressure.
Anyway, where were we? Right. The crushing realization that later is a lie. That brings us to our final section, living without a clock. So what does any of this mean for us?
Well, the point is, don't stress too much about being late. You're not late. You're just traversing a coordinate in a four-dimensional manifold at a slightly different velocity relative to the observer. Try telling that to your boss. Let me know how it goes. And before I collapse back into a state of quantum superposition, I have to give a massive timeless shout-out to our producer, FireflyHaku, who is the only reason this has a beginning, middle, and end.
And thank you for lending me your ears for this slice of the illusion. Go forth, ignore the clock, and remember, if you embarrass yourself today, don't worry. In the eyes of physics, it's already over.